Hi, thanks for joining us here today.
Hi.
I here have Leslie from A House is Built. We're so glad to have you. And today she is going to share with us budget-friendly ways to enhance your home. So,
Yeah, thanks, Nina, for inviting me. This is really an honor and such a privilege to be able to talk about something that I truly enjoy and I love. Like Nina mentioned, I'm with A House is Built, home staging, design and decor, and basically we're a local family-owned business. My husband helps, my kids help. My kids normally don't want to help, but they help anyway. We've been in business. We've been in business for about 2 years now, and it just started with just my love for decor. I've always loved making our living spaces beautiful and on a budget, most definitely. And with the houses that we've invested in the past, it just gave me an opportunity to decorate different places with different styles. And at some point, I want to decorate other people's homes. And so that's how I got into the business. And so now I stage homes for realtors and real estate investors before the properties go on sale. Always got to make sure that it's looking its best. It helps to show up, home staging helps to show up better, photograph better, and it basically gives potential buyers that warm feeling as they walk into a property, able to envision their own family living in that space. And so I do that, and I've also helped decorate homeowners' homes as well, staging or decorating their homes and spaces so that they can be places that they love and that they really can connect to. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and my business.
yeah, and I love that you always volunteer too. You do a lot of, you use that gift that you have and you serve others. Whether
Yeah.
you have you've had a few projects, right?
Yeah, that's super important to me. One of the main reasons why I even started it was to find a way that I can use, I feel, my God-given gift to, like you said, serve others. And so we've gone out into the community. We've helped a local shelter for women. We've also gone into a boys' shelter as well, temporary housing for them, and just tried to find different ways in which we can bless others. So it's really something that I feel is almost a little ministry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite things about your business is that you've incorporated your faith in it as well. And so I love like the name and what you stand for and everything that you share with your work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, today we wanted to ask you a few questions. I feel like you did such a great job finding budget-friendly items and making it look high-end, and wanted to see if you could give us some tips on that.
Yeah, well, so to create high-end looks, like, so I've gone into luxury homes to stage or to decorate before, but for my own house, because I'm normally trying to decorate with a budget, what I do is I go through designers' pages on Instagram, look through magazines, walk through furniture stores and model homes just to be inspired. And I know that when I go through these spaces, whether they be in print on the computer or physically through a model home, if something stops me in my tracks or stops me through my scrolling through my feed, then I know something's really inspiring to me. And I have to kind of absorb it and feel what the designer kind of maybe intended as they were making their space. And so when I feel something, when I put an emotion to something, then I know, okay, that's the look that I like, or that's the look that I think is beautiful. And so again, because I try to decorate on a budget, I'm never buying or trying to replicate things that are truly high end. What I'll do instead is I'll take that image and I'll try to replicate that in the best way possible with the things that I find. So one example right behind me, in fact, is this sofa table. It's kind of half built. You can kind of see it. It's kind of half built right now. Well, not half built. It's completely built. But this was an inspiration that I had from a high-end designer who I love and who I follow. I just absolutely adore her style. But their tables, for this particular table that I'm trying to rebuild or make my own, it's $1,500. And well, my table to build and to cover, because I'm eventually going to wrap it in grass cloth wallpaper. To make my own table, it's costing me about $150. So a savings of like $1,200, $1,300. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so people can find like a lot of the what do you call it, DIY things that you've made at home on your like Instagram page, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because you do such a good job in sharing everything with us and how to use the tools. You're amazing. You have to teach me one day. Yeah, and so I like how you were sharing like how you get your inspiration and then you start there, because I feel like some people don't know where to start.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, some people can just go to the store and like, okay, this, and this, but at least you have a way of like a starting point. Like that's where everyone could start looking, finding what inspires them.
Yeah.
Right from there.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
What kind of items do you like are great to find on a budget? Like I feel like, sometimes we buy high end, sometimes we buy budget. Like what are the things that are more like items that you should
Yeah, so what's funny is that some of the items I'll pick up may look high end. Like one example I can think of is a dresser in my bedroom, which was I forget the brand, but it's like this famous American luxury company. Gosh, I wish I remembered. But anyways, so there's a lady who had refurbished it, painted it, put new hardware in it. It looked beautiful. Another item is my boys, they have this American leather sofa in their room. So the best things to find on a budget, I think, are furniture, because just for obvious reasons, they tend to be the more expensive items. And so if you're finding furniture that needs to be sold quickly, there's a lot of military people who leave the island and they're only given like a month's notice and they have to move out right away, then I'll search for items like that either on Craigslist or on Facebook Marketplace. But furniture is definitely where you can save the most when it comes to home decor. But pretty much everything I have found on a budget, whether from table linens and decor and flowers, and I mean, I just look around my space and it's like it's harder to pick out what I didn't thrift.
Oh, nice.
In my space. But yeah, definitely with just a little bit of creativity, you can totally find everything to decorate your space on a budget.
What's your favorite spots in Hawaii to go shopping?
Yeah, so I normally will shop for thrifted items. So needless to say, I'm going to thrift stores all the time. My favorite thrift store is Goodwill. Sometimes I go to Savers, but I also, like I mentioned, shop on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. When garage sales are nearby, I'll go to garage sales as well. And one of the reasons why I like thrifting is because you find some really unique items. Yeah. Because when you go to Target, so I go to Target often too, but like if you go to Target and you buy wall art and you see that in another person's home, then you know exactly where that's from. And sometimes kind of like showing up at a party with the same dress, you can go to home and feel like, oh, you shopped at the same place. And so thrifting just allows you to be super unique. And I mean, sometimes I wish I knew the story behind some of the things I pick up. But yeah, there's some really neat things that I find there. Of course, I'll go to the discount stores too, like Ross and TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Otherwise, if I have to absolutely buy from a full retail store, 90% of the time, the item will be on sale. Maybe 95% of the time. It'll always be on
sale. That's awesome. Let's see. I know you did some rooms recently with your like budget. You did budget decor for some of the rooms you did.
Yeah.
You share some of that with us?
Yeah, yeah, totally. Okay, so I'm going to share with you. There's actually in the past month, since we've been at this on this stay-at-home order with the coronavirus pandemic happening around us, I've actually been able to finish a couple of projects that I've been putting on the back burner for over a year. So it's kind of the perfect time to do this. So one of the places that I made over, I'm just going to share this with you, is my boys' room. So I have two boys who share the same room, and it's a big enough space to fit the both of them. In fact, there's two beds in there, and then there's a little lounge area and a study area. What I'm showing you now is the before of where their now lounge area is, and it's so crazy. Look at that mess. This picture was taken while we were purging things that they didn't need. Kind of crazy. I always go into a project with a design goal, kind of like a style, an overarching style that I want to work with. And I chose mid-century modern because I know they want it to be clean looking, neutral colors and all of that. Every space that I make over.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I can't see the screen. Can you try and share that again?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Okay. I think I see where.
And this is like my favorite, one of my favorite rooms you did.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just. All right.
The before picture.
That's not the before picture. Oh no. Oh gosh. Hold on.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try this again, and then you could edit that out. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Okay, let me try this one more time. Sharing screen. Okay. How's that?
There we go.
Okay, so so this is the before shot. This is quite a mess. This is where the boys' lounge is now, but this was when we were clearing everything out, purging everything, making bags of donations to go to Goodwill as well. So every room that I go into, I want to have like this overarching design to start off with. I chose mid-century modern because the boys, I know that they would rather have neutral colors, have a simple design, and I always pick an emotion or like a feeling that I want this room to be after I'm done working here. And so I wanted this area to be a relaxing place, a place where they can just hang out, be boys, just chill out, play their instruments and stuff like that. So so here's the after. This is how it looks after. And I'm going to go through and just show you some of the things that I bought on a budget. So this was a leather sofa. It was American leather. The brand is American Leather. I didn't know of the brand until I looked them up. It was $150. It was originally $3,100. And this bench was a Target bench that was on sale for half price because it was clearance. So as you can tell, I mean, it's more put together, just really neutral colors for the boys. I also repurpose some of the items. So one of the tips that I have, one of the things that I do that not many people will probably do is I use drapes as throw blankets for beds and for sofas. And so this is this is a drape right here, the black and white drape. And then I use extra material that I had from another reupholstery project and covered their bench with that, or as a storage ottoman with that. And some thrifted items that I found was like this plant holder, and these frames were actually brand new Target frames that I found, but they're for some reason returned or something, and so they had them at the thrift store. This lamp was also a brand new Ross lamp, but again, that was heavily discounted. Here's another room that I worked on. This is my laundry room before. For here, I definitely wanted the coastal style. I think that's more me. Again, I wanted it to be organized and brighter, but I wanted it to feel peaceful because it's the first room we walk into. We normally don't walk through the front door behind me. We walk through the garage door, and this is the first room that we'll see. And so I needed to have a place where, okay, we're now entering our sanctuary. And so this is not peaceful looking at all. But this is how it looks after. So very semi easy to do is just to paint all of the cabinets. You know, you don't have to go through a big overhaul or replacing the cabinets completely. Decided to paint it white and the navy blue. This mirror was an old mirror that we refurbished, spray painted. And then I found these wallpaper rolls, thrifted again. These were Hearth and Hand wallpaper rolls, $7 a roll. And these fall wood panels, I think, were the coolest thing. I found these at Daiso. And these are $4. So, I mean, you can tell just by all the little things that I bought and used, it really is just, you really can make any room in your house just beautiful and purposeful and functional. So yeah, and the flooring that I found, $1 a square foot, was really easy to install, and we built these shelves ourselves. So that's one other project that I worked on. I have one more if you want.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Okay, so just to inspire others, these are more thrifted items I wanted to share. Okay, so this is the last room that I'll share. This is the kids' bathroom, and wherever the kids go, there's always going to be a little bit of disarray. And when I'm not in this space very often, things tend to get unorganized very quickly. So I needed it to be organized, brighter. Again, the same goals that I had in the other two rooms, but I wanted the kids to feel happy coming into this room. It's a space that they share, and definitely wanted to be a beach style because they're all surfers. They like being outdoors. They love going to the beach every day if they could. So that was my design goal. And this is the after of that space. Again, very different, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it still goes together. I love how it's different, but it also goes together. There's a theme. Yeah.
Yeah. And this one I started off with the wallpaper and used that to draw in the rest of the colors. The paint the paint that I use in my laundry room actually is the same paint that I use in the walls in this room. So I didn't have to buy new paint there. And the paint that I painted with the cabinets with was free from a garage sale. This lady who was moving off island, she's a military family. She had like a box full of paint, and when she said it was free, I'm like, I'll take it because I can find a way to use all of that at some point or another. So that's one of the paint colors that I got for free. Wallpaper was thrifted. Board and batten's really easy to do, really inexpensive, but makes such a huge impact. This is the second time we've installed board and batten in our home, and it just makes such a difference. I think it makes the wall look finished, you know, like a designer actually went in there or a builder went in there and did something. And this is a frame that I made for the mirror. It's kind of a mirror hack. It's just really thin pieces of wood spray painted and applied with Velcro. So super simple. Anyone can do it. Found some really inexpensive things to change out. Towel rings. I mean, all of these things are less than $5, you know, and makes such a big difference. The hooks, the cabinet pulls. The reason why I wanted to do the hooks instead of a towel bar is I have 3 kids sharing this one space, and while 3 towels on one towel bar normally didn't work. Like one of my kids would push it over, or a towel would be on the floor or in their room somehow. And so I wanted to make sure that they each had a space to hang their own towel. They knew where their towel holder was and that there would be no excuses. And then some other things that I found thrifted, again, less than $5. Wall art, decor, And yeah, that's about it for
Yes,
the projects. But yeah,
I love all your projects, Les.
thank you.
We need to go thrifting together soon.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh man,
Yeah.
you make big groups of thrifting parties.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
So I mean, most of these they were like under, what do you think? Under 500, even less?
Oh yeah, totally. For each room, definitely. I would say on average maybe 300 or less for each room to redo.
Wow.
And that's including the flooring for
Yeah.
yeah, for the laundry room and the bathroom, and then that's even including the sofa that I bought for my boys' room. So definitely.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyone can do it with a little bit of inspiration and
Yes.
planning. And
Yeah.
I like how you like you have an emotion for every room. I need that emotion for
Yeah.
every single room.
Yes. Yes. And then some things, that I've used aren't like I shared. I use the drape as a throw blanket.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I like to do is to just repurpose items for different things. So and this is just to add color or dimension. Texture is a really important thing. But a few other examples that I have is that I've used placemats as temporary seat covers just to dress it up for an occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you saw in my kid's bathroom, I used the straw hats, and I see straw baskets hanging on your wall, and so you could
Oh
add
yeah.
baskets and hats to your wall. I've even used a table runner. It was an opal house from Target, so it kind of had the bright pinks and fuchsia type colors, and it wouldn't go with every table for every home, but how it did work out in my home is that I used it to hang on my daughter's wall. So it had the tassels and the lines, and I used it to put on her desk just to cover. So I've used table runners, tablecloths. I've used all my drapes downstairs are made out of linen tablecloths that were on clearance. And when material is used for things like a tablecloth, they'll tend to be less expensive than the actual item itself. So linen drapes are really expensive.
Yeah.
Linen tablecloths, on the other hand, are half as much, if not a third the price.
Try that.
So I have white linen tablecloth drapes hung around the bottom floor of my room.
Awesome.
And yeah, just things like that.
I mean, yeah, and it's fun too because sometimes you think like if you buy something and you change your mind, you don't want to use it, but you could use it in a different way. It doesn't have to be what it's for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
So thinking outside of the box and creative with it. And
yeah. And in fact, there's one basket, there's a really cool basket. I think it's like 3 feet tall. And I thought I didn't have a place for it in my home. But it's something that I found thrifted and it looked really neat. And I decided to use it as a trash can. So it's this narrow, tall basket. But I mean, as long as I could fit a plastic bag into it and you can fit your hand into it, then it can be used as a trash can. So I use that in my downstairs bathroom. I have a tall, cool looking basket.
Everyone, like, go in your home, thrift your own stuff first. See what you can get out of it.
Yes, shop your own home. Definitely go through. If you're tired of using it for one thing, just really think about how you can use it in other ways. Like I'm glancing outside right now and I see this metal watering can that is leaking now, so I can't use it as a watering can. But put some flowers in it, and then right there you got yourself decor. So
cute.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Leslie.
Wow.
Yeah. So we just we really wanted to talk to local businesses, and Leslie's actually one of my good friends, and we're both stagers, so we really have so much in common, and it's been fun to journey with you on this
Yes,
on
yes.
this home staging life career. um, but just a few other questions just so we can find out, I guess personally, like what does home mean to you?
Yeah. So home to me, and I'm sure most people will agree that it's got to be a sanctuary, a place that you can come home to relax and just be yourself. And um, it's definitely got to be a safe haven for every single person in our family, including our dogs. I mean, this is the safest place that I hope that it's the safest place that we can all come home to. And it's definitely where I want there to be as much peace as possible. Now, of course, when all the kids are home, that it's really loud and boisterous and stuff like that. But I definitely want it to be a gathering place too. I know that having a home is such a blessing, and so I think of it as just a place where I would want the kids to bring their friends over anytime. I want there always to be food. I want it to be a place where people can just come to anytime for whatever reason. So definitely that. And I mean, having our space is beautiful, I think is super important because it affects our mood, it affects our emotions and how we feel. And like for me, I know like our spaces are never completely 100% organized, but when it is, you just feel so much better, right?
Yes.
And so I think it's super intentional, or super important, I should say, to be intentional about the way we design and decorate our spaces. I kind of learned, I had some learning experiences when I first started my Instagram account. And my Instagram account is, as you can tell, it's mainly on home decor and home staging. But when I started my Instagram account, I would find all of these other really talented ladies decorating with like farmhouse decor and um, the Scandi design and all these really cool, trending, beautiful styles. And at first, I started trying to do that, trying to do what other people were doing. And I had like this whole living room in a farmhouse style at one point. And it didn't take me long to realize that that is not me.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect for other people, but it's not who I was or who I am.
Yeah.
I have island roots from the Philippines. My parents are from there. I'm originally from California, originally from San Diego, grew up on the coast all my life, and then moved to Oahu 23 years ago now. So that is that is so much a part of who I am. And I've always been attracted to tropical things and bamboo furniture, and bamboo furniture and rattan may be the in thing right now, but that's something that I've always loved and I was always drawn to. And so when I decorate my spaces, I try to choose things that are timeless in my eyes.
Yeah.
Not so much doing not so much following the trend, but doing using things that I really just love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Make your
Choosing
home.
colors that make me happy. So
Yeah, you have to make your home you and a
yes, absolutely.
family. And I love that. I love that you are like you've realized that about yourself and then you've recreated that space. I think it's so easy for everyone just to like copy like
Yeah,
or follow
yeah,
trends,
yeah,
and it's fine. Some people really love that.
yeah,
But find ways to make it even more like about you guys, about
yeah.
your home, about your family.
Right, personal. Yeah, definitely. And one of the things that my family and I love to do is travel. And it was a goal I started several years ago to take my kids to a different country or a different state every year until this year, of
I
course.
know.
Able to travel at all this year.
I know.
Yeah, but upstairs I have this or a wall gallery of pictures of every trip that we've taken in the past, and so I like to surround our spaces with memories like that. It's super important because I think it's something that in the future, I hope the kids will look back and be thankful for. Sometimes when we're on trips, they're complaining about where we're going, especially when it has to do with the museum. But then when I put pictures and remind them of these places, and it's like, hey, you know, not so many people can have that opportunity, and it's just reminders of how blessed we are.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I love how you have really taken the time during like quarantine to invest in your home, invest in your family.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like me and so many others we just love following you on Instagram and watching all the work you do. So yeah, Leslie, I just wanted to thank you for joining us today and sharing all your tips and just sharing about yourself and what you're doing. If anyone wanted to contact you, what would be the best way?
Yeah, so the easiest way I think would be to call me or to text me on my phone number. Is that something that you're gonna put up, or should I just share that?
We can share that.
Okay.
We'll share on the site. Yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah.
But people can also contact me on Instagram through a DM or even email. I also have a website, so any of those portals, I'll make sure to reach out. But the easiest way is by calling or texting.
Okay, yeah, I know. It's just easier to respond to, right?
Yeah,
me too. Okay, well, thank you so much, Les.
Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to watching everyone else.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye.